First of all, I want to thank all of our friends at RDFZ School over in China for the amazing performance Friday night. It was, even to a layman like me, ridiculously awesome. And also to Council General for the luncheon, which was also extremely well received and I think very productive. So thank you all. And then obviously we had also the boys basketball game Friday night and the Muscatine Symphony Saturday night. So it was a busy weekend. This week's going to be a little more calm. We don't have any sports until Friday night. The boys play here in town and host PV. So that should be pretty easy. With that, I've got our resident music maestro, Dan from from Wesley United Methodist. I was just telling Dan before the show, I graduated from Iowa Wesleyan, so every time I go to say Wesley, I want to say Iowa Wesleyan, and then I literally just did it again on air. Mm-hmm. So what are you going to do? How are you? How was your weekend?
I'm doing well. Yeah, it was really full.
It was.
Really good. Good Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, and geez, how did I forget the Super Bowl? Geez, that was all day yesterday. Congratulations to the Chiefs. I know I have a very distraught young man who is a huge 49ers fan at home, but it was a good game, probably one of the best Super Bowls in recent memory for sure. Mm-hmm. So, I know you had a busy weekend too, because everywhere I was, you were.
Yep.
So before we dive into all that fun stuff, let's talk about what's coming up. And as part of the Jackson Concert Series, let's do a quick little reminder review of what that is for everybody, mm-hmm. And kind of what your role is in it. And then we'll talk about the Handbell Choir coming up here this weekend.
Yeah, so the Jackson Concert Series provides free concerts to the community and surrounding areas to try to bring in artists of distinction and just a variety of things. And so Robert Jackson left a trust to Wesley United Methodist Church. Part of that trust is to provide free concerts. So yeah, it's just a great thing that we have going in Muscatine here. And,
yeah, it's, you know, and I've been able to be, you know, let's call it loosely affiliated with you guys for a couple of years now. And it's just great to see this consistent flow of what, again, as a layman, I'm going to say new, unique music to this community. You know, it's rarely is it something that you're like, oh, you know, I could see that anywhere in town on a normal Friday night. Mm-hmm. It's ranged from the singing construction guys.
Yeah, the contractors.
Singing contractors, yeah. To just, there was the reggae, what was the lady from New York and, oh my goodness.
Oh, Martha Redbone.
Martha Redbone, yes, thank you.
Yep.
See, Dan's a great, because he is able to translate the non-words that come out of my mouth into something you people will understand.
Yeah, so I'm on the concert series committee, music director at Wesley, and really just try to get people knowing about these concerts.
Yep. So what do we have coming up this weekend? Yeah,
so this Saturday at 4 p.m., we've got the Wartburg College Kantorei and Handbell Choir. So this is a 56-voice choir that will be coming, and also a 15-member handbell choir. And so Wartburg is really known as one of the best music schools, definitely in the Midwest. Mm-hmm. And we're just really excited to be hosting them. Both groups will obviously be performing on their own, and at the end they come together for one of their pieces.
Wow, that's cool. So what, I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that a Kantorei is, did I say that right?
Kantorei or Kantorei.
Oh, I was close-ish, not really, but is it a specific type of chorus? Like what would one expect when you see this?
It's a mixed chorus, so soprano, alto, tenor, bass. So yeah, just a variety of voice parts.
But it's what the average person would probably picture as a 56-person chorus.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I was trying to put in my head, is like what am I going to see on the stage and what am I going to hear?
Yep.
So again, Saturday free, go. It's that simple. Mm-hmm. Get there early so you've got good seats. Mm-hmm. So let's kind of recap the weekend a little bit. You were able to go to the RDFZ performance.
Yeah, I was really, impressed. I mean, just the precision of their various groups. I mean, yeah, for me, I guess, well, the string quartet was the purely musical side of it, and just the way that they could, accelerate and decelerate together without having a conductor as high school students. I mean, just
Right.
very, very impressive.
So if you weren't able to attend, or we did film it, and we'll get it produced and put out so that everybody will be able to see it sometime soon, hopefully. There were several different troupes. There was a girls' dance troupe and a boys' dance troupe. The girls' dance troupe had 40-ish girls between the different performances, I think. The boys' dance troupe had probably 12.
Yeah.
There's a martial arts team. The aerobics, which is like gymnastic. Like we would think of it as maybe like a gymnastics, cheerleading sort of demonstration. And then the
string quartet.
The string quartet. And I'll tell you this, I sat there the entire time just going, I can't walk in a straight line with 3 other people. And these kids were just absolutely amazing. And I think, to your point, I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they were talking about the string quartet, and they were talking about the viola player. Now, this is something that I would never notice, right, or appreciate. So I hope as I repeat what I heard, it sounds correct. But basically what they were talking about is they noticed that she never really looked at the music. She essentially had the entire thing memorized. She was like just, again, obviously taking cues off of everybody else, and they were all doing their thing. But that's what they noticed specifically, was like she never looked at the music. Like it was just all there.
Yeah.
And these kids, we were kind of the tail end of their US tour, right? So they landed on Saturday or Sunday, I don't remember. Did several performances in Los Angeles, left there, went to Minneapolis, did, I believe it was 2 performances up there, rode in a bus from Minneapolis down here, got here Thursday night, performed Friday at the luncheon.
Oh, okay.
And then again, a full, it was probably just shy of 2 hours?
Just under, yeah.
Just under 2 hours on Friday night. They literally got on a bus Saturday morning, left for Chicago, and I'm pretty sure they performed either once or twice yesterday and then again today, and then they're back home. So like it was, like I was tired just thinking about it, and they were out there doing it. And they were all, I got to interact with quite a few of them and a lot of their team. The amount of respect that they have for this community, and they were, prior to the event, they were basically saying things like, of the 4 that we're coming to, this is the most important performance. And this is the one that they wanted to be perfect because it's for Muscatine.
Yeah.
So it's something that until you actually see that and understand how that connects to the relationship, it's pretty amazing. And then, so that was Friday night, and then Saturday we were both at the symphony.
Yes. Yeah.
And the symphony, Gretchen was here last week talking about what was coming up, and I'll probably let you speak to this a little bit more, but how would you describe the guitar performance?
Yeah, so it's classical guitar. I mean, it's more, I guess, subdued in some areas, but then it could also kind of just change on a dime. And so lots of different colors to it.
You know, it's funny. Brian, you're going to have to explain something here. So Brian mentioned there would be a lot of colors in it several times. When somebody says there's color in music, what do they mean?
Well, I think part of it is just the different pitches that you're hearing.
Okay.
I mean, something that's really low is going to be a little bit more darker.
Right.
Different tempos are going to tell you different feelings.
Right.
Things like that.
So essentially, it's the feel of the music compared to almost like the feel that you would get from the color. Like if we're taking a peek at the track, like red's probably going to be something loud, upbeat, fast, like that sort of a thing.
Right.
Okay. And I assume that's what he meant, but you know, again, a lot of times when it's like when you talk, when Brian talks, I just sit there and smile and nod like I know what you're talking about, and just then go enjoy the ride, right?
Yeah.
But the symphony did a tremendous job, I thought.
Yeah.
Extremely enjoyable as always. They have one performance coming up left this
I think they have two.
No,
one
you're
in
right.
March and one in April.
March and April. Yes, you're right. Because April is the red, white, and blue. Crazy. It's like the Iowa premiere of this nationwide performance function, and I'll make sure Gretchen or Brian's here to talk about it because, again, we help them market all this stuff, and so I know enough to be dangerous about some of these things, but definitely something that's going to be huge for the community. So thanks for helping me explain what happened. That was, because I would have absolutely fumbled through it and sounded like it wasn't very special, probably. But so to kind of recap, Jackson Concert Series, Saturday.
This Saturday, Wartburg College, Kantorei, and their handbell choir. So probably about an hour and a half.
Okay.
So hopefully a lot of families and kids are able to come out for that. And then next 4 p.m.
4 p.m.
Yep. And then the next Jackson concert will be in March, Thursday, March 21st at 7:30. A group called Project Trio. It consists of a flute player, saxophonist, and a bassist. And so they're a really passionate, high-energy trio from Brooklyn, New York. They're also going to do a master class with the high school.
That's awesome. And so to tag onto that for a second, that's what's really cool about a lot of these things going on. You guys do this. Obviously, the symphony does it. Like, for instance, they have elementary students singing the national anthem at every performance this season. But then they also do a lot of stuff with the schools independently. And, part of this relationship with China, we just had 24 kids go over there. We're going to have a bunch more going soon. And it helps broaden the experiences that our kids are going to get. And that's what I love about almost all of the organizations in this community. And again, you guys do a tremendous job of this with youth choirs and all this stuff, of giving our youth from Muscatine as wide of a set of experiences as we possibly can. And I know for a community this size, we can give them opportunities that they wouldn't get anywhere else. So that's awesome. So what's the master class? Like, what is that like?
Well, basically, it depends on who's leading it, but they'll probably have either like a soloist from the high school, play, and then this group will critique. Encourage them and also say like, how about, what if you did this differently? Or, or maybe it's a small ensemble that's playing, and then probably aren't going to have a flute, saxophone, and bassist that they're actually
used to playing together in a. So basically, do you watch The Voice?
No.
No, oh, come on. It's probably like the mentors on The Voice, where they come in and they listen and they just kind of give them some, okay, I got it.
It's to encourage and just to give them a new insight into the music.
Awesome. Well, definitely let us know how that goes, because I always love hearing about what the kids get to do and how they absorb it, because they're all just like sponges. So, is there anything else major you wanted to cover?
No, just everyone come out on Saturday at 4.
Yeah, it was a pretty easy, list today. Like, normally we've got like 70 million things to talk about. We don't want to miss anything. But thanks for coming in, as always. Appreciate it, and appreciate everything you guys do for the community. So,
our pleasure.
Yeah. So Muscatine, that'll do it for today. Don't forget to go attack the rest of the day with an